To answer your question, what they said is use the Fighting Initiate feat from the 5th edition core book.
Oh.
Yep. Because again,
it's not in that actual, but that's why I couldn't find.
Yeah, no, I had to double check that for you, but yeah. So, all right, we good to go?
Yep, we're all good to go. Start it up.
All right, so last session, shit happened. So, unless somebody actually does want to do a recap, since we are starting a little late, let's go ahead and just dive into this.
I'm pretty sure one of the only major things that really happened was coming across that longbow and then Araxis going for it. And then going through that transformation
and
stuff.
the observatory stuff.
Then there was that. Then didn't we find the stone that had the whereabouts of the one?
Yes, we learned about the Archfey of Nightmares and Twisted Fates.
Okay.
And then Zaire and Solon destroyed that. And we found the observatory.
All right. So, where do y'all pick up? Start of the second day. Where are y'all going? What are you doing? Your companion, Araxis, is going through a fundamental change due to accepting the gift of Oberon and proving her worth. What do you all do?
And Solon's not here because he's working on a crafting project.
He's going to be gone for 15 days.
So
still leaves him plenty of time to go chill.
On the bright side, this means I can use someone to still, get plans across. Nair says we should think about sending Vale with the observatory and have her keep track and tabs on our current adversaries so she can forewarn us of any action they may be taking against us. As she cannot be detected while scrying from there. 2, she's a seer. And 3, this scrying can pierce, as we've learned, almost any obfuscation.
Any objections to this?
No objections on that.
You're a tree. Trees don't object, Sam. All right. So you send Vale off with the observatory.
And the babies.
Yeah, Dan had kids. Oh, those babies. Yeah, those babies. All right. So what is your next course of action? Because I think, you have 6 places left to explore?
2, 4, 6, 7, 8.
7, 8? Where's the fucking other 2? I see the 6.
E3, E1.
Oh, up north. I should have scrolled more. I failed.
Where do you want to start, Dan? Do you want to start with the big cluster? Or
yeah, let's go ahead and get the big cluster done. F10.
All right.
Okay, on F10...
Yeah, for simplicity's sake, Drake or Solon is communicating with Nair to be able to say, "Hey, this is what's here."
Okay. On F10 resides an old elven lighthouse.
This is similar to the other lighthouse that you found. It has the same stats. One thing that you do, Nair notices because she has detect magic, there is on this lighthouse a kind of deactivated, though she can sense the magic. There is a magical device. Her Arcana is high enough. I'm not going to make you roll to help kind of expedite through this exploration. When activated, it connects both lighthouses together. When you step out onto the, and I forget what it's actually called in the lighthouse, but the balcony area of a lighthouse, like at the top, where it has the rails and whatnot. When you step on that and you go to where the telescope is, the viewing scope, you can use that and you can teleport to the other lighthouse.
Okay.
Cool.
Also, if we actually went ahead with the kingdom building, hexes, if the lighthouses were claimed by you, it could provide illumination for your hexes, meaning, basically knock off street lamps and whatnot for your hexes, your settlements and whatnot to actually have light at night. Not like super bright or anything, but enough to actually have some light sources and the like.
Okay.
Fair enough. Just to circle it out, E13.
E13.
An old dwarven lab. It has formulas for all alchemy and weapon/armor craftings.
Yes. So it takes you roughly about 2 hours to go through it. There is 4 large tomes that are sealed with magic. Examining and whatnot, the only way to actually open there isn't a magic password or anything, but only those truly worthy of the arts can open these, meaning you have to be legendary to actually open them up and learn what's there. Now, unlike other crafting formulas and things like this area does have the formulas, and these are thick-ass books. Each book weighs roughly 50 pounds. It has the formulas for artifacts. It has formulas for, the obscure. Looking over it, the magic on it, and some of you might be fascinated. Whatever enchantments were put on here, when something new is crafted, the pages are added to the respective books.
So I'm assuming there's on the books. There's is there an indication that one's for alchemy, one's for armor, one's for weapons, one's for
one's for basically blacksmithing, covers weapons, armors, things like that. One's for enchanting, one's for alchemy. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on the other one. Basically, each of the crafting feats. Snares,
talismans, and runes.
Yeah, those fall under magical.
No, okay.
Yeah. So basically, there's one for each crafting feat. You do have to be legendary in crafting to be able to utilize them. When you do utilize this book to craft, or the respective book, your crafting level is increased by your proficiency within the crafting skill. So what that means, normally you can only craft a item of your level. If you have legendary and crafting, y'all are level 16 right now. If you have legendary in crafting, you can craft a level 24 item. But I recommend, if you want to craft anything, go to the Archives of Myths, which is, and I probably butchered that. Josh goes there a lot to find feats and whatnot. That has every item, it has every formula and things like that. in comparison to some of the books we don't have, because I don't have all the adventure paths yet and whatnot. While we do have all the core books and all the setting books, don't have all the adventure paths that have some of the items in it that are only in that adventure. But for quick reference, that's a great resource to utilize these books.
Nair hands the blacksmithing book to Josh, because you're going blacksmithing, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. That's what my specialty crafting is in. Yes.
Nair sends the book to the enchanting book to Drake.
Drake or
his
Solon?
specialty. Yeah, Solon. Sorry, that's because that's his specialty. Charlie was going to be an alchemist, but that kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what the other two are.
To help with, Solon would be reading it probably on his downtime, looking through things right there. There is something would probably disturb him. One of the formulas in there is, do you remember that helm that you got in the first campaign that had knowledge untold?
Yep.
The formula to craft that is in there.
But it wouldn't have the knowledge in there, so because
Right.
the helm was just a repository for the knowledge.
Right. But that is at the artifact level, and the knowledge isn't in there. What its special abilities, words, magic are in there. And it could be, the knowledge that can be put in there is beyond, mortal capabilities. But things like that are in there.
Look up, see what that helmet did. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Now, the other books do what?
There's a book for each of the crafting feats. So alchemy, snares, chanting, and then you just have the base one that handles blacksmithing and like miscellaneous stuff.
So maybe they would have constructs in there too. Is there one book for like buildings and stuff too?
That would be in your general one where your blacksmithing and whatnot is, because there's no... That is the heaviest of the books. Just because there's so much that has been crafted in history.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of people wanting to look at this book.
Yes. Now, there are constructs in that book, and there's also constructs in the magical tome. The difference is one is just purely, an automation, while the other is powered by magic and generally has more functionality.
So I'd flip through and see if I could find 0.
0 is in there.
Huh. So that's how we did that.
All right. So where to next, folks? No. Because you didn't make me any food.
I'm guessing C13 then.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
I didn't see the helmet. I don't know I don't remember what it does.
I'll find my old notes. I got to get my notebook with it, but I'll find it for you.
Isn't it the helmet that had a cape that went with it too?
Yes.
Yep. Didn't that like increase one of your stats by a shit ton?
It wasn't just one. It would increase your mental stats by a shit ton. Was the helmet, and the cape increased your physical stats by a shit ton. It was the only item that I've ever seen that increased more than one stat.
I remember is it was creepy, and Drake wouldn't let Xandric look at it completely.
Oh, you couldn't let him look at the helmet because the helmet contained knowledge of Abaddon.
Yeah, and you were trying not to get... You eventually did tell Xandric about it anyways, but...
When we went into the time bubble.
Yeah.
Let me see. C13 is... C13 is a destroyed tribal ship.
All right. So unlike the one ship graveyard, where it had, ships from times in the future, and it had some of the ships in the past, this one looks very, very ancient. It actually has markings and whatnot, similar to the lizard folk that you discovered, where the chambers and whatnot, all the crazy shit is, but it is just slightly different enough. What do y'all do?
Oh, this is a ship?
Look, I'm okay with ship exploring.
Yeah, probably should, considering what this civilization's built.
Yeah.
All right. For those of you that are searching, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I kind of want to roll that, but that is really crappy skill.
Rexus 2.0.
There's my perception. And for giggles, I'm just going to roll a sailing lore to maybe where to look. And of course.
It's been quite a long time since we sailed. It's okay.
I know it has. My folding boat has been sitting in my thing. Forgotten about.
I have a hero point you can use if you want to re-roll.
I have a token, so actually I could just use the token.
Give me 1 second. Mouth with food in it.
One better. Token's very helpful.
I mean, it always does better, right?
No, I've had it roll double ones. I've had it where I rolled one, and rolled that, and it rolls one again.
But hey, it didn't roll worse.
All right. So, investigating and looking around. Sorry, you find my notes right there. You find 28 build points worth of all different kinds of stuff, from materials. While the ship is destroyed, it would take a great act of, one, pulling it out of the water, two, craftsmen's rebuilding it and whatnot, or high level magic really piecing this together. There's 28 build points. Gavin, as you're searching through what remains of the captain's chamber, you find a small box. And it glimmers, it shifts in color from truly vibrant colors to the darkest abyss you could imagine. Looking at the material, while it looks to be metal, you've been around your companions long enough to know that you've never seen any kind of metal or material such as this before.
Okay, are there any markings on the box or anything like that? I take it nothing that I can actually read.
No markings. There is what looks to be a simple lock that holds it closed. Other than that, and the shifting of colors and the oddity of its composition, there's no markings or open it.
What do you mean by simple lock? Like, I need a key, or just a combination lock that I could.
Would be a key lock. It looks simple in design.
I will bring it along, but I ain't gonna open this. I remember the last time a box was open, and
Okay. You reconvene with your friends after, the build points and whatnot have been gathered and any miscellaneous. What do y'all do?
I'm pretty sure Solon's the one with the knock spell to unlock it. So
you guys teleport.
I'll keep it as a like a bouquet of flowers to tell him I missed him.
You at least tell us, the rest of us, that you found this or not?
Yeah,
well, I'm assuming he's going to say something if he wants to teleport us to there, or if we want to teleport to me.
Yeah. Tell him I found it. I ain't opening it, but I found it.
Nair says, sometimes I question who you're dating.
Yeah. I've questioned that too. Like, what did Zivit call these two's relationship? A really, really great romance?
See, Nair's smart. She's saying that before Solon's around. With that, she'll open up a portal for people to step through.
Yep.
You've seen Solon working away at a pristine statue. What can I do for you?
I brought you a gift. And I show him the box.
What is it?
Something we found in a shipwreck off the western coast.
So in other words, your version of a gift is, here, I don't want to blow up myself. Let's get Solon to do it for us.
I mean, look, you don't like it when I give you flowers, so I figured you'd like it when I give you a box to open.
Yeah, I've told you to stop doing that. It's getting creepy.
Sam's dying over here.
Both my wives are...
She has rope here in her nose.
You're only saying it's creepy now because you're sober.
Oh.
It's also the reason I don't drink anymore. You can double down on this. Solon will take the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cast a knock.
All right. So when you cast knock on this box, you see the lock shake for a moment, which isn't normal. Usually, it just pops right open. Then everything that is contained, as far as you can see, is opened. Doors, your bags of holding, everything that was in your bag of holding is now on the ground.
Oh, shit.
Chest, anything that was closed and held something is now open. You have no idea how far this goes out.
Oh, at least I'm not there. I had rotting meat in mind.
When you get out of the tree, you just see
Well,
some
technically,
animals that have
Sam is
fallen
currently
over.
contained in a cocoon.
That is true. What square was she on?
Isn't it like K something?
No. It was K or something like that. I don't know. I have to look.
I like how he said no and then he says K.
Well, you
You're
dropped
thinking
the
it was
A.
like K13 or like I13 or something.
Oh,
like
I thought you said A. And I'm
No.
like, no, we weren't in the ocean when that happened.
that. No.
She's just out of range.
But is the box opened?
No.
Is there any markings on this thing?
Nope.
So it's just a plain box.
Made out of a material you've never seen before. And the colors shimmer. It transitions between the vibrant colors of the rainbow and the darkest abyss.
To pick back my stuff, I'll back up. Oh,
I'm guessing we're all doing that because, yeah.
I've never been so glad that all my gold is in my hoard. Otherwise, that would take forever.
We'd be literally drowning in this huge ass temple.
I have a shovel in my bag.
Oh, actually, you're at the temple, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. So, no, that actually... Most everything is out of the range because, yeah, you don't teleport it to the temple. So everything that was on the part of the island that was raised with the temple on it, everything's open. You see some secret passages you didn't notice before. They're opened.
Loot.
Look, I told you it was a gift. You didn't believe me.
I'm tempted to cast Fireball on this thing to see if I can spread fire everywhere too.
Did you give him the other thing we found? As Chucky picks up the formula book to put back in his bag of holding.
Oh yeah, that was sent by Nair. As soon as it was found. So can I make an Arcana check to determine if I had did I succeed or did I fail, or because the way this works is it has to be the lock. If any lock underneath my spellcraft DC automatically unlocks.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana. Okay, and what is your spellcraft DC?
It is 29.
You're fairly confident it didn't lock, or unlock, but by just barely.
I say my spell is just
Now with 28 Arcana, however, you do know that there is. Sorry. As you're looking at it and you're examining the structure of it, making sure that it's locked or unlocked, that it worked, whatnot. You notice how it shimmers. You notice in a brief moment when it transitions between the vibrant colors and the endless abyssal colors and whatnot. You remember there was something that you all discovered on the island that is similar to that shimmering color, and it was a shard from the far realm. The one that was in the pool of your father's blood or grandfather's blood.
Oh. Does anybody remember what we did with that? I know I have it, or I had it.
I do not remember off the top of my head.
Didn't it get involved in a trade? I can't remember who. Was it traded to Drake or was it traded to?
No, that was the whole spiel with the mother for Xanathran's mother.
I don't remember what happened
Where
to the
it was
crystal.
that shard was traded to her to remove her because she had a tentacle or something embedded here, or if it wasn't her, it was someone else, and we got her to remove that said tentacle that was corrupting the island, and I gave her the shard as part of that deal because it was one of the things that could help her become stronger. I think.
That sounds about right. Now, with the 20, you can give me a craft check since you got a 28.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sheet.
While there are similarities between the two items, that box is still slightly different. Different enough. Now, you theorize with that craft right there, you could have used that shard as a key, but that doesn't mean that's the only key because it is made out of something adjacent or still an unknown. And you, with those two high rolls you got there, you realize, Solon, that you're looking at something that no mortal and possibly any divinity within your realm has ever seen this.
Huh. I relay this information to the group at large.
Yeah, this is a late late game item where you need to be certain proficiency to get. If you all would have found this early on, it would have been a mysterious box until you got high enough to.
So what do you think that
We found the MacGuffin.
do you think that things from the far realm could unlock it? Like, how is, or is it just that shard could be a key?
No, because there's something special about those shards. I just don't remember the lore right off the top of my head. Because there's specific lore behind the shards of the far realm. Like they're a very, very, very rare regular item. And I just don't remember the lore right off the top of my head about them. Because we discovered it when we discovered what the shard that it was a shard of the far realm. Because our parents have dealt with shards of the far realm before, back in the first campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And
each one is basically a reflection of the far realms, its own laws of reality, if that makes sense. Because it is alien and different from the material plane.
I gave one to Xanathran as well, or Drake did, to empower Xanathran.
And the first campaign, yes, you gave him some.
So I can come up with one of two ideas. Either you guys are gonna have to keep your eye out for some type of material that reflect the other aspect of this box, and open it because I do not yet possess the strength spell to unlock this particular box, and I doubt I will for a while here. Or you could attempt to make a deal with Xanathran's mother and for the shard. We just have to give her something she wants more.
Look,
Oh.
I'm barely okay with making deals with certain bloodlines here on the material plane. I don't want to start making deals with alien creatures beyond in the far plane.
Since when?
Since when what?
We've done that multiple times already.
Not me. I didn't make those deals.
Got it. I understand now.
Look, I just said what I wouldn't do. Look, if someone else wants to pipe up and...
I'll do it.
You're a tree. Trees don't talk.
I don't feel anything between my gauntlet and the box at all, correct?
There are, when you concentrated on it, it does resonate with it somewhat. But you can probably assume that is because the nature of the Chained Oblivion, Thrazadun, so forth, so on.
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
Actually, with the other, I'm not going to make you all roll, especially with some of the higher rolls that have been done. The reason why your gauntlet resonates with it is because Thrazadun is one of the fundamental laws of this universe.
yeah, there's 3 fundamental laws: balance or neutrality, chaos, and law.
Order. Yep. And then from those, the sub-laws come into play, you know, gravity and shit like that, and how they influx and all those various different things. But your 3 primary universal laws are the universal concepts of order, chaos, and balance, neutrality, however you want to call it.
And this one's linked, or feels, the box at least feels linked to chaos. It doesn't necessarily mean what's inside is linked to chaos. The box feels linked to chaos. Is that what you're saying, Derek?
You get the idea. Actually, give me another Arcana check real quick, because I don't want to give you too much free information.
Well, he's doing that.
36. Damn. Give me 1 second. Or what were you gonna say, Josh?
I was gonna pop out Simon and have him look at it too.
Simon pops up, looks at it. The reason why the gauntlet resonates with it is because it's one of the universal laws of this reality. One of the reasons why, or the reason why that shard would resonate with this is because it's one of the fundamental laws of the Far Realm.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily, it's not alignment or like order, chaos necessarily attuned, but it seems as a fundamental law of whatever plane that it is on resonates with it.
So this might be I just said to the group, this might be something that I can tell I'm really close to being able to unlock it, like really, really, really close.
1 point off.
Until I increase my mastery.
Yay, little dogs.
Until I increase my mastery, I won't be able to unlock it. Yeah, that's what I tell the group.
Okay. Keep the box safe for now, and we'll come back to it later.
Sounds good.
Okay, so do you get the box to Solon, give him to him in his possession, or who takes
I'll hold on to it.
You're not there,
it?
so I put it in my hoard. Because I have the strength of the dimension is directly
So-
reflective of the value of the items you have in there anyways.
So as you touch it, you resonate with it as well.
Yeah, because I have the blood of the Chained Oblivion. Yeah, I figured. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Oh, never mind. It wouldn't work. The shard is what we needed, and that's at the far home. Got it. So,
Now,
next square is...
you get the idea. You get the idea. The reason why the gauntlet wouldn't work is because it's a byproduct of Thrasadun. Like it's not inherently his essence. It's something he created and empowered, but it isn't of his essence.
Oh, in that case... I feel bad for continuing to do this.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's a blood.
Really?
Someone calls Drake for a specific reason. Drake has 2 essences. He's the son of an archfey, which would be a different realm. And he's also the son of Thrasadun, so he has a much higher concentration of Thrasadun's blood. Like a much higher concentration. So
Okay.
Drake might actually be able to open it.
All right, bring Drake in.
Drake hops in. You know I do have other shit to do, right?
I got a life, guys.
They say kids just take up all your time and you just never know until it happens.
I'm not.
All right, what do you do?
What did Sam say?
Nothing.
At least she's just trying to be included.
I'm here too, guys.
So Solon explains what the box is and about how he just doesn't quite have the right strength, but he says sources that make up the fundamental laws of whatever plane may be able to unlock the box. Since you descend from a different plane, and your grandma basically is the embodiment of the Fae's ability to deal, to make deals, to implement their will on their implement their will via the spoken word on reality, which would be a fundamental law of the Fae realm. Because deals in the Fae realm always never break a deal in the Fae realm.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody watching, just note. And then you're the blood of Thrasadun. I don't like doing this form. So Drake takes the box and he goes into his demon Fae hybrid form and tries to open the box.
Okay, how does he try to open it?
By lifting up the top of the box like you would normal box.
Okay.
He's wondering if contact with the box is what would be required because there's no keyhole or anything on the box. And that's why he went into his demon hybrid.
So you lift, or you begin to try to lift it, and it actually begins to give way, but it's not quite there until you feel a familiar presence. And you feel the warmth of your mother, as if laying a hand on your shoulder, and the box opens. There is a propulsion of energy that is unleashed. And again, you have no idea how far it travels. What is in it is something about the size of a small marble. It just floats in the center of it, spinning, and again, showing the most vibrant and beautiful colors you've ever seen before eclipsing until absolute darkness. And then again, as it makes its rotations, it continues to do this. The colors you see are, and all I can put it in is a way to just describe it, because not knowing is something's kind of hard to imagine. You see colors that you did not know exist. Colors you have never seen before that you have no
Point of reference for.
point of reference for, yeah. It's just sitting there, spinning.
Drake is gonna touch it. Pick up the marble.
I need you to give me a will save and a fortitude save. Okay.
What do you want me to set the will and fortitude at?
Josh, what's Xandrix at?
1 second. I know his will is pretty dang high. It was will and fortitude, you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
His will is 19 and his fortitude is 14.
Because
The
of
lowest
deals
and
you
highest.
did make with various different things, your fortitude would be at a 16.
Okay. Well, luck the will save. I know luck doesn't exist, but it existed for
Yeah, I
our
know.
characters.
Mm.
So I'm assuming we're just going to function like a token.
Yeah.
I got one better.
Technically better.
27 for my will and 31 for my fort.
All of you see Drake as he stands there with this marble-size thing. You see him stand there, and it becomes rigid. You see him breathing, just not moving. And then you see kind of an astral form of Drake in front of him. His normal, Eladrin self.
Oh, I'm in my demon hybrid form.
I know. You see his normal Eladrin self. And then you see this completed demon version of Drake standing to its left. And to its right, you see this just very primal, very beautiful, Fey-like entity of immense power. What do y'all do?
Now you have 3 dads.
Technically 4.
I didn't realize how closely Drake actually mirrored this particular item. Never considered the Eladrin part of him a separate entity, but it kind of works. Stellan says hello. Anybody there?
Now you get to have some fun, Dan, because I'm gonna let you role play this. The one that speaks up as he says this is your pure demon self. What it would be to give in and become the true, absolute ruler of the abyss.
It's choices.
He answers first. How does he answer?
Don't give into the darkness, second dad.
What do you want, weakling?
And when he says this, the surrounding area, there is this just over oppressing sensation. It's almost hard for you all to breathe.
All of a sudden, because I'm assuming all three of them can speak now, it's just
Yes.
the Archfey says, now. Not everyone seeks power through empowering themselves. And exudes an aura of calm to dissipate some of the aggression. Well,
Okay.
the third Eladrin just look the center Eladrin just seems to look on as if neither. Because okay, Derek, yeah, I'm gonna level with you because I'm making some assumptions here, and I should. I'm guessing
Okay.
the center Eladrin is reflective of my arcane prowess. Am I
Yes.
correct in that assumption?
Yes.
I got my Fey prowess, my demon prowess, and my arcane prowess.
Yes, sir.
And he simply looks to Solon, doesn't say anything, but like looks in his direction, acknowledging that he heard. What do the rest of you do or say?
Did Little Jumbo finish his thing? Because I'm seeing 3.
I just asked Solon, so what's going on?
I have no idea. My dad picked up the marble, and now I have 4 dads.
Right, 4.
One really mean one, one neutral one, and one good
Okay,
one.
let's
And-
okay, let's not be ridiculous here. They're probably all evil, but he says one reflects his demon heritage, one reflects his arcane prowess, and he gestures at each one in turn, and one indicates his Fey ancestry. It looks like that marble took the key parts that make Drake and put them into, or cast them forth into actual beings. The arcane one in the middle still hasn't said any words yet, but simply nods in Solon's direction when he says that, as if agreeing.
So
And if anybody wants to give a perception check. Solon says, and I'm guessing because, yes, Sam, you perceive that inside of that tree, it is wood. The arcane one specifically will not speak. Like you see him actively stopping himself from speaking at every opportunity he would normally, or you would see someone normally want to try to talk.
Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Or just a thing?
He doesn't seem to lack the ability to communicate, as is indicated agreement and acknowledgement already.
Jackie was just saying this out loud about all of them being, Drake being completely separated.
What about your actual dad? He's just standing there motionless, still breathing?
Yes.
That would be Derek's question.
He is, for now.
He just emotionless or just frozen
No,
stiff or something?
He's standing there, holding it, breathing, and his eyes seem to be fixated on the three.
Solon asked the 3 copies, is my dad okay? That's
The arcane one nods. There is a look of hunger and greed upon the demon, as if licking his chops for a prize. And the archfey says, for now, he is fine.
What do I see through my spirit sight?
You see a respective shard of Drake's souls in each of them. Each one seems incomplete.
Solon will ask the Archfey, since he seems to be the one that's most reasonable, or at least reasonable and able to talk. What do you mean, for now?
He tampered with something we know not what is. We find ourselves here but a shard of what we are as whole. What is to come, I do not know. And he just smiles.
Think about this for a second.
And are the 3 shards, I guess, equal sections?
Nope.
Yeah. Or no, sorry.
The demon is the weakest. The strongest would probably be arcane, and the archfey is probably closer to the arcane. The demon would obviously be the weakest of the 3.
The weakest of the 4 is the one that is just the one standing there holding the. But out of the 3, the demon is the weakest.
Out of game, Derek. I'm assuming that just because I did a lot with deals. I did a lot with my Fey magic. Like I did that a lot. And same with my arcane prowess.
The only thing that trumps your deal making is your arcane prowess for the various things that you've done. You have literally mastered the forms of magic, at least on this world and this reality. That is some
even beyond this reality. But the only thing I've embraced from my demon side is my evil nature, and let's call it my more callousness nature. But that shades what I do. That isn't necessarily embracing demonic power.
Yeah.
Because I only took a few levels in Warlock. I didn't take many levels. I never went past level 7 in the Warlock. I was predominantly a wizard.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. So I don't sense any pulls or power struggles between the four.
Yes and no. You can see that the three, it's as if the one holding it is kind of just accepting fate, if you will. The others, there is an innate hunger about each one of them. You can give me an insight roll if you like.
That's just a perception check.
Yeah,
With,
perception. Sorry, I've literally read like 400 pages of Level Up, so forgive me.
$28.
You get the idea that each hungers for control of the aspect of Drake they represent to expand and become the dominant. All but the arcane, but there is a sense of guarding and protectiveness as if to keep its mantle at the top.
So, question then. So, does it seem like these three projections from Drake, the arcane is the one that's in control? So, in other words, the body, the original Drake, isn't necessarily vying for control between the three. It's just the three that are vying control, or predominance. I guess control isn't the right word, but predominance in Drake's personality.
Correct.
So they are actually all aspects of Drake. It's not necessarily...
They are all aspects of Drake. That do represent key parts of him. But as we just said, your arcane is your most dominant because that's what Drake, even beyond his deal making, has strived greater for.
Has the marble shown any changes?
Oh, it just spins there like it does.
Okay, I have to AFK for a couple minutes here.
Okay.
There's a part of me that just wants to hit the marble out of his hand.
I know, right?
There's a part of me that's just like I just want to hit it out of his hand real quick.
Now, my culture deals with soul shards, or has a belief in that. Could I roll something just to see if any of that would pertain to any of this?
You can give me a society or religion.
My society is a 4. My religion is a 12.
So a cult it is.
My cult is 4.
It'd be a religion or a society.
I'm going to take the religion, and I'm going to take out the incense and have a +3 for an hour.
Yay!
19.
This is affecting Solin's soul in a fashion unlike anything you've read or seen or heard of. You do get the same kind of premise that Gavin did, where each one is hungry. Well, the two weaker are hungry to basically usurp the the magic aspect of Drake, where Drake, that aspect of him is guarding, keeping secret what he knows, and so it maintains the king of the hill, if you will.
I have no idea what to do here.
I'm about to YOLO hit the marble out of his hand, but you know, shit could happen.
What are you gonna hit it with?
I just want to hit the bottom of his hand that's in the marble flying, and then I'll catch it with the box.
What do you hit it with?
Solin's hand, no. The non-blade side of the scythe, just the bottom of his hand, just boop.
And we covered that there's nothing in the box, right? It's just a completely empty box with the marble out of it.
Yes.
There's no markings or anything.
No markings. So, I need you to give me a will save, Charlie.
This is where it spirals out of control.
I am going to token it. It is better.
All right. As you take the flat end of the scythe to hit Drake's hand, it doesn't move, but a pulse of energy once again cascades out from the diamond, or not the diamond, the marble. Y'all can give me a perception check. You know what? I'll actually let you roll, Sam.
Here.
I'm back.
Roll perception.
So Charlie did something.
I don't know why you
Wanted him
gotta.
to be more.
I don't know why you gotta just say it like that. Like I did something bad.
So, Chucky, as you're looking around, off in the distance, miles in the sky, you just see the birds, the seagulls, and whatnot just fall to the ocean.
Oh no.
You start seeing fish just bubble up to the surface, belly side up.
Oh.
Sam, as you're in this tree and you are, undergoing this metamorphosis,
You
all
die.
around you, because you're connected with the primal connection that is Oberon, you start feeling life forces snuff out. The wolves that are half a mile away, dead.
Wait, what?
The T-Rex, dead.
The T-Rex.
Yeah, there's T-Rexes in here. Birds.
So, there's something's gonna happen here. All of a sudden, the arcane one raises his hand and says, now, none of that. I don't know what exactly Charlie did.
He killed her.
But this is the first words the arcane speaks. You see behind him an image of a dragon that you've seen before. A dragon with an hourglass. But this is just an image. The hourglass flips, and we go back one turn.
So what you just experienced, everything that is lower level than Charlie, snuffed out that is a living, that has an actual soul.
I kind of figured, actually.
So Dan,
That's
What exactly did you do now that
I took the not blade side of my scythe and I tried to hit Drake's hand so that the marble would come loose, and I was gonna catch it in the box. That was my idea.
So I have a question, Derek. So that's what the Arcane does, because and I'm doing this with some leeway because you've already said the Arcane seems protective in nature because he is the dominant personality currently.
Yes.
So I'm assuming a little more control or ability to control the Arcane.
Yes.
The Arcane waves his hand in the air and words appear. He says, "I dare not speak because magic is conveyed through words, and I am the distilled essence of the most powerful mage on this planet. But don't do that again."
I like the
This
distortion
marble-
in the audio was just.
I know, right? That was
Yeah,
perfect.
right?
Like, you started breaking up a little bit, Dan, but not like horrible where we couldn't understand you. But it added like this ominous feel to what you were saying. Perfect fucking timing.
The letters continue to spell out, "This object, unless you have the ability or the power to distill what makes a person," gesturing to the right and left, "unless you have the ability to summon forth these aspects, will amplify whatever force or spell or effect is cast upon it on a massive scale. Do not do that again."
Hey, Chucky, do you want to hit it with World Carver?
So
And
definitely
unleash
don't try and
destruction magic?
don't try and teleport out of his hand with Night Ear. Don't touch it with death.
Kind of curious what the teleportation would fully do.
No.
Teleport the
no,
entire island
no.
chain somewhere?
I'm assuming like teleports world-ending meteor. Campaign over.
Well, I want to be done with this campaign. I want to do anything like that.
Considering World Carver is the cataclysm incarnate in an object form, you would see earthquakes and volcanoes erupt.
Yeah.
Lesser ones, mind you. But level 15 disasters.
Kind of curious what my other sword would do.
Let's not try it out. Anyways,
The stars haven't been combined into it, so yeah.
I just looked this up. So what do you want to do then? Just leave your dad here?
the Arcane speaks and says, "I know what my original intended, or would intend. This object is something you all found in your adventure. It can be a potent weapon. For if you have faith in the aspects of your personality, you could theoretically turn a contest of might from a 1v1 into a 1v3. Drake has nothing to fear from us. He really doesn't. Even the more infernal," and he says,
Well,
looking
no,
over to
when you say that, this is the first time where the Inferno smirks instead of this oppressive kind of feel. There is this agreement where all aspects of, Drake hunger for control. There is a understanding or a balance.
Drake, I say, again, this is all in text speak, mind you, because the Arcane refuses to speak. He says, Drake, the three aspects you see before you are exemplifying of Drake, but the aspects of Drake that exist universally separate from his power exist in all of us. Absolute devotion to our word. And you see the two to his right and left nod when this comes up, without even looking at the words, just as if this is an echo of his very nature. An absolute loyalty to those that have shown loyalty to him, and they nod. And a determination and a drive to achieve more power. And they nod at this again. If this stone were to be given to all of you in your lack of a developed state, I doubt your various selves would be as agreeable. Master yourself, and maybe this item could be turned into a potent weapon for you all, for the one who chooses to wield it. And maybe you'll find more sides to yourself than even Drake possesses. But I say to you now, or ask you now, before we return to our hole, do you wish to reclaim the stone, or do you wish to leave it to Drake? The Fey one actually speaks up. My counterpart is correct. We have no conflict between us besides the urge to compete to be the top dog. But it is your item. You all found it. It's up to you to decide what you wish to do with it. And the Infernal speaks up in a gravelly voice. Let us keep the stone. I so rarely get to exercise my might. The demonic one speaks up and says, if you let us keep the stone, I'll destroy an enemy of yours. No questions asked.
Not strong enough for that one.
What does Sam say? I couldn't hear what she said.
I'm
dying.
in a state of metamorphosis. You can squash me like a bug.
I just heard crushing like a bug on that end. Sam, turn on your goddamn speaker so you can actually participate.
No, I'm not here.
She's afraid to repeat what she said. Oh.
You know, something occurred to me. This stone's floating in his hand, right?
Yes.
Why didn't we just pick up the box and close the box around the thing again?
That's what Sam said.
But I'm not there.
I didn't hear her say it, so.
Nobody did.
Nope.
No, because she doesn't talk on mic for whatever reason.
I'm not there.
Not with that attitude. God.
So, what do y'all do? Question has been proposed. Do you
They
keep
already
it?
said they were going to return, Solon says. At this point, I want to see if they'll keep their word. But they have a question. And Solon says, I wasn't there when we found the item. You all have to decide.
I kind of want to keep it. Not kind of. I really want to keep it.
I kind of do too, but I'm already kind of split at the moment. He somewhat looks at Simon when he says this.
Solon speaks. Okay, out of game, I'm going to clarify. I really don't care which way we go on this. Solon's just going to speak up so as in order to explain his guess about the way this magic item works. Drake is a level 25 to level 26 character.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, he has gone through multiple personality and soul redefining and refining. So he basically had to make peace with what he was back in the last campaign. So there's no conflict between his inner selves, which is why he's able to go into his demon form or his hybrid form at will.
Mm-hmm.
If one of us uses this, our various parts, there's a very good chance might not be as harmonious. They might actually vie for control, whereas
I completely
it seems
agree.
the various parts of Drake have kind of come to a consensus.
Yeah.
The mildest of the personalities has control, but more because he hasn't tried to force control on the others. Instead, he lets the others enhance him, which is why his arcane might enhances his deal-making prowess, where at the same time, his demonic aspects help guide his actions. Which, saying out loud, doesn't necessarily sound like a great thing for a good party, which we are, but to Drake, it's works out perfectly.
Uh-huh.
So Solon's just going to point out that you could theoretically, like the entity said, basically have 3 copies of your character with different focuses on what their abilities are, be able to take on an opponent, which is incredibly a powerful, shadow clone move. But beware, because we're not as seasoned as he is.
Yeah.
The only other person that would really mesh well with this particular stone would be Cedric.
Yeah.
Because he had to
I
he had
wouldn't
to conquer
deny
himself
that,
as well.
actually.
He had to conquer himself as well and basically come to peace with his various vices.
Mm-hmm.
So Xandric would mesh with this item extremely well as well. I'm not exactly sure what all aspects would be displayed with Xandric, which would be kind of interesting to find out.
That would
But,
be interesting to point out.
Gideon would be funny.
Gideon would not work right now. Not because, let's be honest here. Gideon has to be going through a crisis of faith. Because what he dedicated his life to has abruptly changed. And since he was a paladin, that means the direct power source and the direct connection he had with all 3 dragon gods just got radically redefined. And I mean radically redefined. As now you just have Io.
It's a really sharp focused direct power line now.
Well, I'm actually pretty sure that Gideon got a power boost when Io became the sole dragon god.
Yeah.
I actually have no doubt that he got a power boost. The problem is, when your entire character and your entire post-campaign design for your character was wrapped around the idea of being the peacemaker between 3 disparate and very different gods, and all of a sudden those 3 gods cease to exist and instead are replaced by one unified entity,
Yeah.
Gideon's internals would be messed up right now.
Not to mention the whole thing that he was trying to become Death. To take down Death.
Oh yeah, at one point he was, yeah.
Yeah. You basically fucked with your dad hardcore by taking away one of his end goals.
Kill
the point being, hard. Every single person that's a high level character in the previous game, the only people that would... Seven is gone because he would be the other one. Every other Dragon Lord would not be able to. And Archaon would not be able to.
No.
because he was way too divided on the king, the barbarian, and the messianic figure for his people. Those were way too conflicted.
Yeah.
The only people really at peace are Xandric and Drake. Now, you can say some of our characters could be at peace. I would not roll those particular dice if I were you. But it's up to the group or not even the group. It's up to you guys what you want to do with this particular item.
Yep, Charlie and Josh.
I want to keep it.
I'm unsure what to do with this.
Well, you have to make a decision here because this isn't something that you get to punt on.
Technically, I'm already split right now, so yeah. I'm talking about the decision. I'm talking about split.
What?
Mindset. The floating thing there. That's a piece of me. So it's in the split.
Let's talk
Simon.
about Simon.
Oh, got it. You have to remember the little crystal is floating as well. So I'm like, that's part of you. What?
No, not the crystal. Simon.
That's his left testicle.
You can have it, Charlie.
All right. So yeah.
No, not all right. Josh, make a decision.
Well, what I was about to say is I got to use the restroom. Let's take I'm going to take like a 5-minute break. Y'all can get a drink or whatnot, but decide what you want to do right here. Because depending on
Charlie, try to convince him if you want to go your way, but you don't get to punt on this one, Josh.
I wasn't going to punt. I'm thinking about it.
Josh, just think of the ace in the hole moment.
Where your copies come and kill everyone.
Yes.
The ace in the hole moment where we try to use this item and fail, and
No, not fail, because when we use this, we use it on something that's a level higher than us, which means we win. That's been the bottom line of this campaign so far.
I kind of want to know what would happen if you put it in an item.
See, and you'll never know unless we have it.
Like, what happens if you put it in a TARDIS?
Again, we have to have it for you to know.
You're talking to someone who's not greedy. Chucky is innately not greedy, so...
Alright. I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Alright. I might grab something small to eat, too.
I'm back.
All right, I'm back.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Hurrah.
All right, so what's going on?
I don't know yet. I'm still having my answer be, yeah, I want to take it.
I guess Josh still hasn't committed.
I'm
I
eating a
mean-
bowl of cereal.
I
because
mean, would that surprise you?
Well, no. This is why we can't play Legends of the Five Rings.
No backsies. Derek just said we can't play Legend of the Five Rings.
It's not going to happen anyways, even though it's a
But
phenomenal
it's
game.
nice you finally acknowledge it.
Oh, I acknowledged it a long time ago. Bring it up every once in a while because, Charlie and I have a love for it.
I've yet to really play it.
There's a lot to it. It's very, while the combat and shit's deadly and whatnot, very RP heavy. Like, proper RP heavy. If you want to get the most out of it, I should say. So, choice, decision, what you doing?
Chucky would say, I definitely don't think that we could use it right now. But I am curious what would happen if we used it in the future. When we've grown a bit.
So yes,
That's
taking it.
That's not an answer.
I say we keep it for now.
The arcane actually speaks and says, so be it. The gem, he waves his hand and presses the digitations, the gem, into the box.
All right. Now, I need to know something here, Dan, for Drake. Does he want to contest 2 saving throws or let him go through?
Let him go through.
All right. So, you see Drake become whole, and then Drake vanish.
With the box?
No. Box is floating there in the air. But you have vanished, good sir. If they try to commune with you, they do not reach you. And there is something to do on a side session, because right now Drake is not part of this universe.
No.
Yay!
We did it, guys! We beat the final boss!
We all knew in the end the big bad guy was going to be Drake.
Hell, I've had that thought for years now. Actually.
Dan tried to do it in the one campaign that didn't end up going nowhere. I was totally for it.
All right. So yes,
That's
what do y'all
the last person you would suspect, not the first.
Except
Should've
for
been
when they
Gideon
throw a
that
plot
turned into the
twist.
final boss.
No, the greatest plot twist is the person you suspected all along. So,
Let's be honest, actually, the one we suspected least, it would have been Xandric.
yeah. All right. So what do y'all do? You just see Drake come home, and then he vanish. There is a jarring sensation for you, Solon, because you no longer feel your father at the moment. Nope, he no longer feels his father. Not rewarding it.
Not rewording it.
Okay.
And it is different. Like when somebody dies, there's magic you can tell if they die. You know, you have your Grim Reaper buddy right here with you. He's just simply gone.
You're close enough. He completed it.
Doesn't even get that. It gets that old annoying fucking disconnect tone.
Sorry, the number you reach is no longer in service.
Neither my grandmother or my grandfather would allow Drake to actually be kaput like that without even a struggle. So Solon is willing to wait.
Okay. Now, the box is floating there for a moment. It falls to the ground. The lid opens. Nothing's inside. What do y'all do?
Son of a
Game of whack-a-fuck. Whack!
I look in the box and there's nothing in there.
Nope. Still has the crazy shimmer about it and whatnot.
So did people explain that they don't feel Drake, or do they keep that to themselves?
Solon will say that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So then Chucky wouldn't say he really doesn't like us, does he?
So much he decided not to be here anymore. Finally, I get peace and quiet.
Solon sends a quick message to Vale.
Okay.
Could you check on my dad, please?
Okay. So
Because this can't be blocked.
now this is where this gets very interesting. She scries, and it is at a point where the material plane converges with the far plane. Where your reality touches the mirrored border of the far plane. And then when she scries, she sees shivers or slivers of other can't put it into words. No point of reference. But when she scries, that is what she sees.
Fair enough. Solon will relay this information to the rest of the group. So he's still alive. He's just at the border between the far realm and our realm.
I'm sure he'll be alright.
If he's not, I don't know what we could do to help him.
Call and make a deal.
Call him, make a deal.
I'll go to the box and I guess close it.
Was the box the one that was diffusing magic, or was it the orb?
Was the orb. That you can tell.
Okay.
All right. So, where do y'all go next? Let's get this exploration done. Go.
B10.
It's the next one. Give me 1 second. Sorry, dogs for begging to go out.
No worries.
Okay. D11. And that is... a black floating obelisk. It contains the essence of the chained Oblivion.
Yay. So there is no need to explore or really search as you are flying over the ocean. There it is. This massive obsidian obelisk that seems to be crystalline in nature and just swirling chaotic energy.
Look,
This isn't like the blood. This is something different. You have, as of right now, you haven't seen one like this.
I'm not saying that every time that we've messed with something of your grandfather's that nothing bad has happened yet, but
He's not with you. He's still crafting. Not here. Say this to him.
Shut up.
Mark it and let's not touch it.
Touch it.
No.
Touch it.
Let's go to D10.
Touch it. Huh?
What? Someone eating and talking to someone. That's what?
The floating obelisk that contains essence of the chained oblivion.
Oh, I'm not touching that thing.
See? No touching. That's look.
But he's always giving good buffs and boons to y'all.
Look. We have learned and grown and have had character development.
So what are you going to touch it?
Once, and I got Simon.
What are you going to touch it with?
I'm gonna touch it with my finger.
We're going to mark it so that we're all here to touch it.
What are you going to touch it with?
When...
This is Nair, what Nair is saying to you.
I am not going to touch it now, but when we come back and I do touch it, I'll probably touch it with the gauntlet hand.
All this bullshit about we've grown. You just want someone else to blame to be around when, in other words, Solon to be around when you do something stupid.
Yes.
He wants to touch it. We all know. I don't care. I don't want to touch it.
But I've got legendary acrobatics, deception, diplomacy.
Yeah, because diplomacy was the other thing you chose.
Because I know about the type of people Charlie's family tend to marry. Nair turns to Chucky. I swear his obsession with large phallic objects, you'd think it would be penis envy.
So do you just mark it and go, or do you try to do something?
I'll mark it and go. And this is a no-touch situation at the moment.
No, don't touch me there. This is my no square. Damn it, Sam.
Please never do that again.
Yes.
It's a fucking...
Never do that again.
It's a funny TikTok. It's hilarious. I don't really watch TikTok except for what Sam sends me, but that was fucking hilarious. All right, where to?
Okay. So, as you're crossing the border into this next square, D10, Solon teleports next to you. There's something here I want. In this particular location, God damn it, Charlie. Anyways. In this particular location is a colossal living stone, son of the god beast of earth.
Look, I know what to do to derail. I have learned from the best. I have watched enough Critical Role. I know what to do. This is my version of bringing out the giant drink container.
All right, so yes, giant living stone.
And also the son of the god beast of earth. Now, I don't know if it's the son of the god beast of earth or if the son of the god beast of earth is here as well.
Yeah, what does the living rock actually look like? Does it have a form? Like,
yeah, there is a form. From what you can see, that breaches above the water.
Looks like a giant teddy bear.
No, it looks like a small mountainous island. As you look past the clear, or down in the clear waters, you can see it descend quite a bit, and then you realize that is a spike on something. And then you look, down, because you all got special visions and whatnot. Whatever this thing is, the god beast of earth, sun, it is truly massive. And this is just a protrusion off its back that pokes up from the water.
I'm less excited to steal this from Sam than I was a few minutes ago.
I have no words.
No words.
I'm going back to my crafting and he teleports back. He's disappointed.
And remember, this man is a father.
What do y'all do?
Quickly tell someone about the essence-filled obelisk.
Oh yeah, you would tell them. Sure.
Yeah.
Sullen, you know about the... Well, he knows about it already because he has the map information.
A hill.
You hear a voice that causes waves. Who visits? It just seems to reverberate from the water, from whatever is its entirety that's underneath.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing the rock biters from Neverending Story.
I would say friends, hopefully. The name is Gavin Namor.
Leisure.
I am Nair, the one who left is Solon.
Corral.
I forget my name, or I would introduce myself.
Fluffy. Name him Fluffy.
What brings you to my prison?
This is your prison?
Yes, little fleshy one.
Why were you imprisoned?
I am the child of Earth itself. The protections of this island pulls from my essence.
Why were you imprisoned then? Just to become the seal?
Yeah, I do not remember.
Can Nair make an intelligence check of some sort? Because she was around during the roaming period of the god beasts.
Society.
She hasn't hide. She hasn't a master.
It's been some time. There. Okay, what exactly are you trying to ascertain?
What she knows about the children of the god beast, or the son of the god beast of Earth.
Gentle, colossal, if you will. Wise, protective.
Does she know its name?
Any destruction that ever came from this entity was just a byproduct of it existing, not on purpose. And it even did what it could to limit the destruction that would follow in its wake, because this thing is truly massive.
Does
She
she know
does
what its
not know.
name is?
No. Not with the 19 sadly. Good God.
I told you irritating. It pisses me off.
It sounded like a plate being drug around something, a chair moving on a fucking... That was a dog?
Yep.
Oh my God. This is solidifying no little dogs.
You already said.
To do like the... Just to... I guess to make sure, to do the Judge Soul thing, do I actually need to see its face and everything, or I can
You
do it
just
from
need, you need to be aware of it. It is gentle. You can tell that there is definitely a devastating side to it, but such as, the elements themselves.
Yeah.
But not proactively. It isn't like the god beast of fire.
So, fluffy.
It's obviously it's a worthy soul, if you will.
Nair says, I'm going to call you Terra.
No!
It's another name for Earth.
I enjoy Terra. For giving me name. What can I do for you?
Nair thinks about this for a minute. This really sucks playing Nair sometimes because I don't know certain things about Nair.
Fair. But it's fun.
I don't know if she's a deal maker, or even in that kind of vein, or
she doesn't have power like you do and whatnot, but her word is her bond.
I guess that's not quite what I was talking about. I'm talking about is she the kind of person that would just shrug it off and says no problem? I would do it anyways, or is it someone who would take advantage of it?
Situational depends on what is at stake. If this was a truly horrible thing that y'all could benefit from exploiting it by giving it a monicum of what it seeks, so long as it benefited the whole and outweighed the little, she would do it.
I'd just like to befriend you. Being friends with an entity like you would become handy, I think, someday.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Friend. I like that.
If you don't
Maya
mind.
turns to Gavin and says, "Get Solon back here. I'm going to get Solon back here. I want him to free this thing. I want him to free Terra."
Oh, yeah.
Your friends are now my friends.
While you get him here, I'd like to actually take a quick look under the water and actually try and get a look at this prison. What exactly is keeping it here?
Nair says, "I'm going to go and get another one of my friends who might be able to free you."
Friend. I like that.
I go ahead and while she's doing this, I'll dive under the water, trying to get a look at what's keeping him here.
All right. I'm going to do something right quick so you get a general idea of how big this is as you are getting a glimpse of what it is, its size and whatnot. Gimme. Yes.
Let's see.
You see that big red rectangle right there?
Yeah.
That's about the entirety of its body underwater.
But
Shit.
we see it starting at D10 and going out west.
Yeah, that's not where his body is, but that's how large his body is. That's not where his body is. His body is over in D10, so it'd be up here. But that's roughly how big his body is.
Yeah.
And you see, and as you look further, like little islands that dot off in the distance, those are just parts of his body sticking up.
Oh. So if I look underwater, this has got to be like something massive keeping him here. So I figure
you see sigils that are all around his body, like a ring, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
These are indeed massive. Something of immense size would have to create a more immense power. You can give me a religion check or a perception check.
Ooh, I'll try religion. I got that.
These sigils, with how they're designed and whatnot, these were created by Paylor.
Let's all shake a fist at Paylor. No way to discern if it was pre or post corruption, Paylor.
This was before the Sundering. So, actually, no, this was after the Sundering. My bad. Because it was the islands and whatnot were fortified after the world was shattered.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be after Nyx wiggled his way into his mind.
Okay. Other question is, what exactly is siphoning his essence? Is it the sigils that are also imprisoning him, or is it something else?
Yeah, it's a grand ritual spell. The sigils and whatnot keep him, locked where he is, and then pushing his power into the island chain to cause the protections and various different things.
The storm around the islands and stuff like that, correct?
The storm's not him. That's
Storm's
the god beast of sea.
Okay.
And divine magic from the gods and whatnot. It's there's a whole infrastructure of how it's set up. This is the protections, like stopping from teleportation, leaving the using means to leave the islands outside of the mundane. Fortifies various aspects of the island.
Okay. Knowing that's when I would come back up above the water.
Okay. Solon's back.
And I would let Solon know what I found under there. That it was post-corruption Paylor's doing.
Yeah, I can free him.
You're just so kind. I would
more and more, he reminds me of the rock biters.
I would feel hurt if I did not warn you. To free me is to weaken the protections upon the island itself. To free me weakens the power of the chains.
Owen speaks and says, if you want me to, I can free him. But it will also set free the avatars as well. they'll be able to leave with impunity.
Crap, yeah.
Your kindness means so much. Even if I must stay to entertain this old soul brings joy.
If only my dad were here. Because we could make a deal to replace him with something.
Yeah.
Because
But
his
he
deals
is
would
not
actually
right
be
now.
powerful enough to actually empower the seal. But I don't know of anything we have that's powerful enough to empower said seal that we would necessarily want to give up at this particular juncture.
Yeah.
I don't suppose that giant chunk of energy would be able to replace him.
It would, but it'd be an incredibly wasteful use of that energy. I think it's one of the few things that can hurt the ultimate adversary.
This may be something that we do after we've taken care of some of the other bads here. But I have no problem giving this entity my word that I will free him before I leave. Well, before we leave these islands.
Solon doesn't make that particular promise because he can foresee situations where he's forced to leave the island, and if he makes a promise, he's compelled to keep it. So Solon's going to keep his trap shut, but he doesn't seem to mind the idea of freeing the entity when you guys want him to. Because all it would take would be a slashing of the dagger and
Yeah.
Joy
destroy the seals.
you have brought me. Thank you, small fleshy ones. And you see the island, which is part of its body, kind of rumble for a moment. Allow my children to help keep you safe. For your kindness. And you see on the island as it rumbles and whatnot, you see some of the trees, kind of give way and whatnot. And you see these truly epic, almost bullet-like creatures. But far more imposing. And they are, in all senses, pups.
Oh, aren't you just adorable?
And it thanks Nair.
I need Nair to roll.
Your friends are my friends. And you see one of the pups jump into the ocean and start swimming towards the mainland shore.
Oh, that's...
So, next session, y'all will have new companions that you can bring with you, use as mounts or the like. I'll have character sheets for you. What does Nair say?
Nair says lucky that she would have got one, because we would have never heard the end of it. Ever.
I can hear her screaming no from here.
Really? Because I heard mine.
Is it bad I heard both?
No,
You see,
mine. No, mine.
you do see other ones go into the ocean as well. And again, it's just literally those that she considers friend. Its children goes out to. So some of the NPCs and whatnot, they're going to have these little, not so little pups, that, come up to them. Probably startle the fuck out of some of them.
I don't know why. I just envisioned different animals, but made out of earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that is what they are?
Pretty much. I used bullet as an example because of their stony exterior and whatnot, but it's various different animals.
Torn between wanting to be mine to be a gorilla or a bear.
So
Go with a bear.
basically, he gave us animated balloon animals made of rock.
Yeah, that's its children.
I mean, you don't have to sound like you're complaining.
Chucky's not complaining. I'm just. I'm
No
saying
longer
another
a
game.
friend, and you just see like fucking massive rock the size of like one of the hexes come up and hit you.
Again, I wasn't saying that in game.
I'm going to call you Ignis.
Okay. So yeah, he has you can definitely see kind of like the bear. It doesn't, it's not a perfect replica of a bear, but you can see the elements of it. But yes. So, what do y'all do? You have made a friend.
I have multiple friends for you, and I lead mine into my sanctuary, because I'm going to move faster than that thing, most likely, anyways.
Okay.
It did. It's a free summon you can use.
I got lots of those now.
Yeah.
All right. Where to?
B10.
Actually, the start of B10, 2 days roughly would have passed. Sam, as the morning hits of a new day, the tree, the vines, the bark around you give way.
This would only be a day
There's-
since we left Sam. Derek.
No, it should be longer. It was why we had 2 days left at the start of the session for her to awaken. You have done
Score 6 squares per day.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. My bad. All right. What is it? B10?
Yep.
All right. What's that B10?
Cave.
Let me open up my notes. That one is no longer a revelant. It's an empty cave with an air pocket.
Got it.
What you get the gist of, it was kind of a communal ground for the Sea Devils.
Fair enough.
Keyword was.
Okay,
Not really expecting anything out of C3 or D1. Effectively, we're done.
what was C3 and D1?
C3 was a set of dwarven ruins, so it was part of that dwarven city up north where we found the dwarven.
Yep.
And
That's just interlocked with it. It would give you clues that would have led you to the stone dwarf.
the last one, that one we actually might expect something out of. An ancient aboleth dungeon.
Yes, that's an actual dungeon. As you approach, you do see the alteration of, the surrounding areas. The water is the ocean water, in particular, this area is filled with a strange kind of algae and slime. You do feel like this kind of psychic energy that is all encompassing. And when you do enter this hex, because it's underwater, when you're flying above, you get this distinct feeling you are being observed. So it is 9 o'clock right now. We would not be able to most likely finish that dungeon tonight. There is combat, and yeah. So you can put a pin on that, go back to it, or whatever y'all decide.
Right now we have just Nair, Gavin, Chucky, and Amaran right now, right?
Yes.
Or is Draven with us too?
Draven's with us.
Yeah, Draven, my bad.
Just forgotten
I
about.
I couldn't remember if he was with you all or not. I'll be honest. So what would you all like to do?
I'll put a pin on it and wait for the world we all can go in. Because we're still waiting on... Solon has days still to do his crafting thing, correct?
Mm-hmm. 14 days to be exact.
All right.
That's the end of the exploration.
Yay!
Time to go to another island.
Ha ha! They're blown up. So yes, anything noteworthy y'all want to do before I get to Sam? Because she's been patiently waiting for her character to awaken.
I imagine we do the whole thing solo and had the idea of we just go there and pretend we've been there for the entire time.
As you all get there, there is a child of the god beast of earth laying before the tree that kind of makes her body at the moment. Huh? Yeah, literally everybody that Nair considers friend.
What if we don't consider her a friend?
That doesn't matter. That just means you're a dick.
I'll take it.
Means you're one god beast short.
Yeah. Goes over there and pisses on her, and
Not again.
So yes, on the third day, as you all are resting around, the tree starts to break away, the vines fall, the bark give way. Araxis, you open your eyes for the first time in 3 days. Go ahead and describe how your character looks to your companions now, as there are distinct differences in how she once looked. She is still a dragonborn elf, but she no longer has wings, I do believe, right? You didn't take the wing.
I no longer have wings. I no longer have a tail. And my horns have receded.
They're still there. They're just not.
They're nubbins.
They're not effective for melee combat like they once were.
I still have the white hair, a silvery skin tone, although it's taken a soft green tinge to it, and then the gold markings I had now are green.
Like an emerald green. As you step out, you are wielding the longbow of the Grand Hunt. What do y'all do? And you see this little stone. Well, it's not little. It's a large creature laying there and looking just happy to see you, like you're its best friend in the world, and it's always blonde.
Welcome back.
I pet the stone thing that is of an yet to be determined
I'll
animal type.
I'll let you decide.
Yeah. I have to figure out what I want it to be. I pet it, and I look to the group, and I ask them if they've been waiting long.
It's been 3 years. What do you think?
It's been 3 years.
I'll make my deception roll. I suck at it, but
What's your perception DC? It's your perception modifier plus 10.
Oh, it's 20. That fails.
Yeah.
Perception.
You're a master in it, so that is 6 plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh, it's
5, so that's 11 plus 10, 21. Yeah, he's bullshitting.
Well, that would be she. Now you said it.
Oh, sorry, she's bullshitting.
Anyone care to explain what happened with the mass amount of animals dying and then coming back to life?
No idea. Definitely. No idea.
Now you're just pointing at Gavin.
Good to know she hasn't dropped the whole snitch role that she plays.
I was trying to help the situation, and thankfully, that was reversed.
You can give me a perception check as you're talking to your companions, Araxes. You're kind of taken back for a moment, as off in a distance, maybe 150 feet or so, you see a figure kind of move out into the opening and then disappears behind trees, where you lose track of them. For that brief moment, you swear you saw your brother.
That can't possibly be... Wait. What happened while I was doing the thing?
What do you mean?
Like, what have you guys gotten yourselves into while I was in stasis?
Wow, I mean, where to start?
Wasn't really that much, was it? Yeah.
The observatory, right? No, that was finding the scry, everything in the observatory was after she cocooned, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So there was that. Drake's gone at the moment.
He's gone at the moment.
We befriended the son of the god beast of Earth. Solon's still working on the statue at the temple. I
He
didn't.
started that after she became a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Was Drake present for when, No, he wasn't present because it was Solon that tried to open the box and everything got pulled out of bags.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something I can roll to determine if it was an illusion or if it had like actual form?
Give me just raw intelligence. Good God. You got rid of your Will Wheaton.
You were present for my initial rolls where I got 4 nat 20s.
No, you actually got 6.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
It looked real.
And you said it was 100 and something feet away? Yards or whatever?
Yeah.
Was it looking in our direction, my direction, or was
Looked
it
like
just...
it was looking at you. Solon, as you're building or crafting the statue, I need you to give me a perception check.
I'm gonna be upset with you.
As you're, working away and you wipe the sweat off your brow, from the corner of your eye, you see a face that you've longed to see in some time. It's just off in the corner, maybe 75 feet. You swear you see your sister before she rounds a corner and disappears.
I follow. Cautiously.
Okay. As you follow and you go down the corridor, every step you take, it's as if the lights dim and everything is just getting darker. Chucky, give me a perception check. Everybody's rolling fucking high. Holy shit.
Don't worry. My turn will come.
As you know, you see Araxis, you see her eyes trailing, and you see this look of confusion on her face as she's asking these questions, and you all are recounting what has happened.
Confusion, anger, and worry.
Yeah, anger, worry. As you look around and you're trying to follow her gaze, upon a large rock formation, you see a elderly goblin female that you know as your great grandma.
Oh, Chucky.
And she smiles at you before walking out of your line of sight.
Come on, is it a walk or is it more of a waddle?
Yes. What do you do?
I would follow where I saw, or go to where I saw her.
All right, Gavin and Nair, you see, and Araxis, you see Chucky starting to head off in a different direction out of nowhere.
Same direction I saw my brother.
No.
Where are you going? Do I notice both Arax's like confused look and then see where Chucky's actually heading?
They're not the same place where Araxis was looking, but there is a look of worry, confusion, and anger on her. What is the look on your face right now, Chucky?
Just confusion.
Okay.
Because a variety of things.
Mhm.
If I were to concentrate on my life sense, is there anything else popping up they would be either looking at or walking to? I'm like, what are you guys doing?
There is a life sense everywhere.
Oh, I don't like that vague notion.
It feels familiar for a moment. You know that feeling. You felt it when your grandfather has gone to war, when he unleashes his prowess on a foe. Feel Arcana.
Repeat that again. I know you said Archaon, but the part before that, it feels familiar.
Yes. Feels familiar, and that's where as you search, your mind and whatnot, this feels like Archaon. This life presence you feel everywhere feels like your grandfather.
I'll start looking, I guess, looking around, and I'm questioning, like, really questioning why I feel Archaon all around. That's not making any sense to me.
Okay. Raxus, what do? You see your companion walking off, Chucky, towards a large rock formation to the northwest. Where you saw your brother was kind of towards the northeast, and then you see this now confused look on Gavin.
I will talk to or call to Chucky, depending on how far he's made it, and ask him to come back. We need to talk about this before we go wandering off.
You're not too far away unless you were just like sprinting, crazy barbarian sprint. You would be able to hear.
But I just want to check something.
I need to check something too, and it looks like
Victor.
no, not him. I'm spacing on player names.
Gavin.
Gavin. It looks like Gavin.
You need to actually talk into your headphone.
I forget this stupid.
Go ahead. I just realized it was that, or it was up.
I need to check something as well, and it looks like Gavin has something going on as well. I saw a thing that doesn't make sense, so there's something foul afoot.
What I'm feeling as well doesn't make any sense. What are you guys seeing?
I saw my brother, who's supposed to be imprisoned in a mirror.
No, he was executed.
Oh, it was that long ago.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be dead.
And this is coming from the guy that is dead.
Solon, as you can continue to go down the corridor, all light is extinguished. And you can see, because you're dark vision and whatnot, as you know, all you hear are your own footsteps. After about 10, 15 seconds more of walking, you see the stairs that lead down, and you see light. Just dimly lit light and a shadow dancing about.
Are you telling me that I see a light at the end of the tunnel?
Yes.
Screw it, you only live once.
As you descend the stairs, there's a chamber. You've been in this chamber before. There, it was empty. Here, a king, a ruler, a noble. And then off in the distance, you see a small stage and you see your sister dancing upon it. Now, what's a little disturbing, you see strings attached to the various parts of her body like a marionette. And she looks blue. What do
I
you do?
look around to see if there's another entity in the room.
Not one that you can see.
Luna? What's going on?
She does a twirl around the stage and she smiles at you. When she stops, she smiles at you, and her lips just kind of overly exaggerated. Teeth show, and they're just this sparkling pearl. And you see her eye.
Like the box.
It's been too long, brother. Too long indeed. To spend time. Just dances about, smiling at you.
It's your final chance to answer before I set myself free.
You would leave me, my dearest brother.
In a heartbeat.
You are not
You're
who I
mean.
remember then.
You're mean.
And you see her as she dances. You see, what the fuck do they call those things? The things that actually hold the string to the little marionettes. The little cross-shaped or X-shaped thing. She has that in her hand as well, as one is hovering over her now. And then the puppet you see in her hands as you twist it, you see key members of Draconia. And they're dancing about as she twirls her fingers and makes them, move.
Okay, I sit down and I cross my legs.
Okay.
And I activate ritual.
Okay.
It's the from the Breaker of Chains, the one that can free someone from any influence. I'll look for the exact wording on it. I've gotten more use out of the Chainbringers stuff than can be believed. Unbound. Free target from magical control, compulsion, or oath with a magical check. Arcana called to, DC equal to the class DC of the ability.
Okay.
And it's a greater one now. With the critical success and the rebound the effect towards the caster of the Oath of Compulsion, that may make the appropriate resistance if applicable.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. And roll again and take the better as you see her smiling, dancing about. She stops and she does a flourish. You have performed as expected. She vanishes,
Bitch.
and the room goes back to the empty corridor, or the empty chamber that the corridor connected to.
You realized that she wasn't the target, right?
Oh, I know.
I was.
Yeah, you freed yourself.
Okay.
Yep. No. It seems quite pleased.
I look outside to see if this black pillars are still up.
You see, one of them has faded.
I send a warning to the
And
rest.
then a second, and a third, and then the fourth. But then you realize something. As you're sitting there watching it, you're watching what has happened in the past. And then it catches back up to your current present. And you just hear a laughter all around. And at that, you send a warning to your companions.
Lord of Nightmares is either freed, attempting to be free, or just fucking with us. Or messing with me, I say.
Nope, definitely messing with all of us.
I see dead people.
What do you mean? I'm right here, Charlie says.
Besides you.
Send a quick message to Vale to see what the Lord of Nightmares is up to.
As she fixates on a point of where he would be, as soon as she goes there, he's no longer there.
So he's freed.
She does not know. She's been experimenting with this, like every time, because she knows of it, how the machinery of this works. Anytime she tries to pinpoint where it is, he's not there. And then she gets another feel of he's somewhere else, and then she tries to fixate on that, and then he's not there.
Well, the point is he's free of the seal, so that answers my question.
Okay, yeah.
He's apparently broken free.
Shit.
You hear a voice in your heads as you're talking to him, as you're sending this message. You give me too much credit. This was not my doing, but your own curiosity.
I don't like that voice.
And then nothing. And then nothing, just silence. Your communication cut off. You try to send a spell or use your ability to commune with them, and it's just deafening silence.
Bitch.
So those of you that are together, what do you do?
Have Nair try to do a portal to Solon. Know where he is in the temple.
Okay. She opens up a portal.
I wouldn't trust that.
I wouldn't trust a portal right now.
Yeah, kind of thinking the same.
Fuck it, then. You want to do the long way?
We have Jaff.
Take you 2 days to reach me.
Yeah.
Or more. Well, you're on K9, I believe, but I have to look. Oh, there it is. I-14 is technically where you were.
Okay.
So I-14 to... somewhere in here. You got 20 hexes, so it's actually going to be taking you a little over 3 days to get to me.
Chucky, I need you to give me a will save.
When I was right about to say something.
I'll go ahead and say
Yeah,
it, and I'll
20.
let you know what your will is. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I wouldn't trust a portal, but direct teleportation to a thing.
And at that, you hear just the most bone-chilling scream. A woman's voice calls out for you. It's your grandma. She calls for you for help.
Does only he hear it or
That's-
all of us?
All of you hear it. That's your grandma, Carell. The woman that helped raise you, that led your people. You must save her. You go running off into the direction you hear it.
I go after him, but
That was a really low roll, by the way. I just realized how low that was.
I was waiting for you to tell me if you wanted. I gave you a good 30 seconds.
Fuck it, I'll try and grab him.
All right. Make a athletics check against his fortitude DC.
Is it fortitude or is it his athletics against my athletics DC?
It's fortitude to DC.
That was athletics versus athletics.
Nope, I was doing that wrong. What's your fortitude DC?
A lot lower than my athletics DC would have been. Yeah, he would make that easily. It's 23.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's against fortitude DC. You attempt to grab an opponent with a free hand, attempt an athletics check against their fortitude DC. You're grappled, Chucky. What do? Your grandma needs you.
But scream to let him go and try to break free.
Fuck.
You're sitting here and you're trying to calm him down, and then, you know, you're friends with Chucky. You all give each other hell and whatnot. But in this moment, you realize how strong your little friend is as he grabs your arm that's holding him, lifts it up with ease, and tosses you back a good 5-10 feet, and just starts running. You can give me another will save, Chucky.
I will help him by yelling, "She's not real. He's playing with your mind."
You hear a chuckle at such a statement. I need you to give me a will save, Charlie.
Didn't I get the thing where I can assist?
Yeah.
Question, Derek, and just for clarification. How did he cut me off? I removed his influence.
You did something.
Mine's a 25.
I'm so confused.
And it's not, he didn't cut you off. You still have your magic. Like you're not absent of your magic or whatnot. It's just when you try to use telepathy or anything like that to commune with your companions, it's silent, as if a ability of himself is overriding yours.
I'm gonna fucking token that shit.
But I can still contact. I can still contact Vale, correct?
You can. Not your companions. Or the other Dragon Lords.
How would this work in this situation? Because I took 2 feats to help my party members. I got cooperative need, so I can get a +4 circumstance bonus on checks to aid. And then I also have cooperative soul. So if I am at least an expert, I'm talking double. If I'm at least expert in the skill that I'm aiding, I get a success on any outcome rolled to aid other than a critical success.
Yeah, so even if you fail, you're a success. Unless you get a critical success, you get the effects of critical success. So who would you be aiding, and how are you aiding them?
Chucky's will saves to not immediately dash off and to get himself under control and realize that it's not really her.
Is this a charm effect?
Let me check. It is a mental effect.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. I'll let you give me a diplomacy, intimidation, either one of them, to try to aid your friend to snap him out of it.
Is it diplomacy or what?
Diplomacy or intimidation.
Diplomacy's better, so I just rolled diploma.
Yes.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
27. And then that gets a +4.
Yes. So that makes it a crit. So Charlie or Chucky, when you make your next will save, you do get +4 to it.
I'm guessing the 25 wasn't high enough for the last will save. I just.
No.
What about the 28 I would have had?
Nope. Gavin, as you're looking around at your companion, your friend just pushed you back. As you fall back 5 feet, your surroundings absolutely change. You see a battlefield. You see Anolians. You see Draconians. You see Nidaean people just laid out, their corpses rotting. And then you see an imposing figure, Archaon. And you see, again, that X that holds the strings
That's the
like a
first time I've seen
marionette. Well, yeah, just helping. But that is what you see. You see his eyes just lightning cascading through him. You see he has completed his ascension. He killed the fallen and has taken their place as the one true God for the annoying people. What do you do? Each step he takes is thunder. The ground quakes in fear.
I can't. Yavin wouldn't be able to bring himself to believe that his grandfather would actually go that far, given what his grandfather has done on the island.
Okay.
I don't feel there's fucking nothing.
Give me a reason to try to disbelieve what you see, and I'll allow you to make another check. Because what you do know, even in the subconscious back of your mind, that Archaon even told you he does not know what's going to happen to him if he manages to ascend.
I would say Yavin truly believes that if it did come down to it,
What were you saying?
I want to say Gavin would believe that because of what Archon's done for him and his father, with his father on the island, that he doesn't think that his grandfather, if it meant outright losing his will to the point of this war happening, which he knows would affect his family, probably kill his family, that he would go through with that.
Okay.
I do believe he would fall on his sword rather than let that happen.
As that starts coursing through your mind, he tosses a bag at your feet, and the bag opens up, and you see the head of Gideon, the head of Drake, the head of Xandric, the head of Tura, the head of people of true significance to you. You see upon his back a broken world cover. Give me another will save.
If Gideon didn't believe that it was fake before seeing the head of Torah, he'd be like, nah, no way. No way he would do this. Oh, we'll save. Here we go. Fuck these fucking low rolls. I don't know
Does that stand?
Fuck it, these rollers are making me fucking do this. This is my hero point, and that's it. Fuck these low rolls. Literally same fucking thing.
Archaon approaches you and grabs your throat and begins crushing it. You grab a hold of his arms, and while you don't breathe, losing your head still kill you. As he threatens to rip it off completely. I need you to give me a will save, Araxes.
I don't want to.
It has not been fun so far.
I believe in you.
Will save?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
As you're trying to aid Chucky, you get kicked in the gut. You fall to the ground.
Like
Standing over you, you see your brother. You can never get rid of me, my dear sister.
Sure as hell try.
Let us begin our dance one more time. Okay, you're contacting Vale, Drake. What are you contacting her about?
He's Solon, but
Sorry, Solon.
it wasn't necessarily. It was. I was trying to establish that he has no more influence over me.
Other than sending telepathic messages to your companions and other Dragon Lords. You can contact, blank mind, Vale. You can contact Kira. You can contact anybody you know, except for your PC companions and Dragon Lords.
I contact the one Dragon Lord. I call bullshit that he's able to overwhelm.
Okay.
I contact Izzy. In the presence of two greater aberrations. I know he's strong, but he's not death yet.
Okay. You're gonna say something, Josh?
Yeah. I don't think he could overwhelm Dendrick.
Yeah.
He has control of his dreams and illusions and immunity to illusions. I don't think he could overcome.
Especially post Vault.
So you go to contact Izzy and nothing goes through, and that doesn't seem right to you. Give me a Arcana, Occult, any of the spellcasting
I'm gonna token that one because I haven't spent my token yet today.
Yep. He's not overwhelming them. And then you realize when he did, or when your sister did that flourish, smiled at you, and thanked you before vanishing, before everything went back to normal. You recall just a little twinge of magic in that smile. He's not overwhelming them. He is blocking your mind because of something he has done to you. But he only stops you from contacting. Like it put like a mental block for the Dragon Lords and your companions. No one else.
Arcana to remove his influence from me again.
Okay. Very nice.
when Solon says no,
Very
he
nice.
means no.
By the way, this rebounds on him.
Okay.
On a critical success, whatever effect he put on me rebounds to him.
You see, or you feel that block, that whatever he did to just shut your mind off, and little spots just open right back up.
I contact everyone. Mass Dragon Lord communication.
Okay.
The Archfey, Lord of Nightmares and
Twisted Fates.
Twisted Fates, is launching a mental attack against all Dragon Lords and their kin, as well as several of our companions. I have it blocked for the moment.
What can you tell us, as he says? More, what about him? How can we prepare ourselves? As much detail as you can give us quickly.
I give everything I know about the Archfey.
Okay.
Because I went through and I had a really high roll with my knowledge on the Lord of Nightmares.
Yep.
And how he's going to be trying to become death. How he was sealed away, and I'm no longer sure. I'm pretty sure he's unsealed.
So, as you do this, as he breaks that block in his mind, all your illusions stop.
Disappear or stop?
Just stop. You still see them, but they're stopped. And then they fade away as you see this kind of porcelain-skinned, tall, elven fey creature with black robing stand in front of you, and you see a spear sticking out of his body, pinning him to the ground. As you look around, you see Oberon.
Get fucked.
Then you see his body melt away into shadows.
The last thing I send to him when I rebound the deck, this is flavor.
Mm.
So when I rebound the effect, all I send him is, I've got no strings to tie me down.
God damn it, Dan.
And as you say this, no, but your mother does. As you see him, as his body turns this shadow, he reappears behind Oberon from his shadow, grabs a hold of him. You see like they swirl into this just ball of black energy and shoot into the portal that Nair opened that hasn't closed. And you realize Nair has just been standing there. Before the portal closes, you see a vibrant landscape. A truly beautiful, untouched land by mortals. You recall some of the tellings Solon has given of the Feywilds. The portal closes.
I hate this place.
I hate this place.
Okay. I send a message to my mother.
Okay.
You have there's one person that could stand up against the Lord of Shadows in terms of ability to strike from the unknown, and that's Dad. You need to call him back. You're the only one that's made a bond with him and a deal with him through your marriage oaths, deeper than anybody else's. You need to summon him back.
Hear her crying. Get out of my head. Who are you?
I'm your kid. I'm not going anywhere. I will annoy you till the day you die.
She is freaking out. Give me an Arcana check. You don't know how he did it, but when you rebounded, it went to your mother instead of him. She has a mental block on her. She does not know who you are. She does not know what you speak of. She's in a place she has no idea where she is, and she is absolutely terrified.
Someone's gonna get pissed.
You're right. Someone is pissed, and Oh boy.
This guy's gonna die a painful death.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is a
he
villain
is.
you're going to truly hate.
I already hate the boys.
What do y'all do? You can communicate freely with your friends, your companions, anybody. You all are in the opening, not too far away from you, woken up from your tree.
We need to get together now. Should be able to trust a teleport right now.
You see Naira just snap out of whatever trance she was in.
No. She's still in the turn. I walk over and I slap her.
So you
Snap.
slap your friend's girlfriend in front of him, and you don't expect consequences.
And shut up.
Give me a stealth check.
Shit.
She's gone. No, you don't understand. She's gone. You do not see her. She pulled a fucking Drake. Not on his level. Drake is the master of stealth. But she just draked you. She's gone. It shouldn't even be possible she's gone. She was literally standing in the middle of everybody to see.
Look, instruction.
Nair rubs her cheek. And she looks at you, and there's a look of concern. What's happened?
Well, you kind of let the bad guy get away.
The other one that's trying to be death is fucking messing with us. We need to get together now.
She opens a portal, and you all go through.
I let them go through. I want to check on before, because I know she could teleport me to there later. I let the portal close. I go to my domain.
Okay.
I am checking shit out to a T. Making sure everything's still here. Everything's okay.
Give me a perception check.
Everything is shifted an inch to the left.
He would have.
No! My true fear. Nothing seems to be out of place. And as you walk around and you're about to head back, you step on something. Makes a kind of a snapping sound, and you look down and you see this cross X with broken strings. And you look again and it's gone.
Fuel my hatred, I dare you.
So everybody gathers.
Yeah.
What all do you want to do to wrap up? What last bit of things you all want to do? And then call it shortly.
Well, I'm going to use my Atlas to, because Nair's running empty on teleports at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Use my Atlas to jump to my mom's location and unbind her.
Okay. You're in hell. She's terrified, and as you approach, what do you do?
Unbind.
Okay. Breaks free, and her mind returns.
I say what I
She
said.
looks, yeah, she looks absolutely confused for a moment.
I tell her what happened, and I say, we need to get Dad back now.
Okay. You're referring to Drake, right?
Yes.
Okay. She tries to reach out to him, but she can't. It's beyond her reach. She can feel him on the outskirts of something. But that's just it, a presence of where he should be but isn't. That won't last long, by the way. Like I said, we'll handle that side stuff with
Yeah, because
that.
how pissed Solon is, I'm more. I'd be more scared of how pissed Drake's gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
Solon will tell.
She
bring
gives you a
back
big
to the
hug.
city.
She gives you a big hug and tells you how proud she is of you. What city are you teleporting her to?
Back to am I blanking on the Legend city's name?
Central.
Syndrome. And then I go back to the group.
Okay. Chucky, Gavin, Braxis, do anything?
I want to check my little pocket dimension too, just to see like how my animals are and if anything's off.
As you search through it, your animals are just fine. They're sleeping. And kind of where you have your encampment, like your little sleep area when you're there training.
Probably set up my yurt.
Your heart stops for a moment as just sitting outside the entrance to your yurt is your brother's longsword.
I'm not opening up either of my places, and when I get back, I ask, so where is Raxus?
Would you
tell
told
me
him where
she
you're
is?
going?
Well, they would have seen her open up the portal.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, the only one you wouldn't have seen yet would have been Gavin, and then Senna's.
You guys should not go to your places. He's connected to you all still. You go there, and that gives him access.
As Araxin steps back out.
I explain exactly what I just did to them.
It's like, Jackie's like, oh, as he's about to teleport to his vault. No.
You definitely don't give him access to there.
Cool.
The whole reason why I didn't step into my hoard to get my dagger, even though I found a couple of locations where that could have been useful. I don't want him getting access to anything I have in there.
Cool. Definitely didn't.
You just see Nair face palming.
I slap her again.
She's gonna start retaliating.
Girl,
You
bye.
go to swing at her, and all of a sudden, your
I don't
hand
really.
phases through a portal and smacks you right in the forehead.
Should have had a V8.
Huh?
Should have had a V8.
Should have a V8.
It's amazing how I get I get the information that would have been helpful exactly 2 minutes after I did the thing.
How is he free?
I don't know. He said it was our curiosity that freed him. Okay, Derek. I'm going to make an Arcana check real quick.
Okay.
Just because I want to be confident in something I say here. It wasn't my initial spell to unbind from me that freed him, correct? Because I was the target.
No, that wasn't what did.
Okay. I want to make sure of that because I don't want to get blamed. I said, I don't know. Oh, fuck, I do.
What?
Remember when we had that little box and I cast my unlock magic that opens every door within range?
Oh.
That island is just a couple hexes away from here. Now, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be under our level, Derek.
If that's actually what did it.
Yeah, it is.
Or what if it was the box itself?
No, the
Because-
box is when we cast unlock on it, the sphere basically spread out the magic. I thought it was supposed to be anything under our level that was
But the
effective.
marble's missing.
Right, that would have been that's something that Drake did, and to the best of my knowledge, he succeeded on both of his checks. His will and his fort, Derek, right?
As far as you know.
Okay, typically, you know if you succeeded on a check or not.
He succeeded.
Okay. So, I have several ideas we could use to target him.
Give me an Arcana check real quick, Dan, if you don't mind. 35. So, a couple things play back in your mind. When you unbinded yourself, you felt a greater power doing it, as if fate was in your favor.
Right.
You get the idea that was him enhancing you for whatever reason. When you used unlock on the box, it caused it to open. It's not without his domain to amplify your power.
My unlock didn't unlock the box.
Drake's did.
But what I mean is, like, when that cast sated out, like when you're a failure and it unlocked, or opened up everything, unlocked everything, to increase the power of that right there. Like, just at the right moment, you put enough power into it to do more on your failure, if that makes sense.
Essentially, it was a crit fail. He induced a crit fail.
Yeah.
I explained that I think that's what happened. He somehow amplified my failure and then being able to unlock the box and into freeing himself.
That is a possibility. You saw what he did with you, and for whatever reason, he wanted you to succeed at what you were doing there. And he made sure you did. You don't know if that's actually what happened, but that is a good theory. The gem is missing. Drake, as far as you can tell, did succeed, and he most likely has the gem. But yes, you were saying something. You have a number of ways you can target him.
Yeah. We have... See, I want to go for the nuclear option here. So bear with me when I explain what I want to do to him with what. So you remember that essence crystal of my grandfather's? I want to make a deal with my grandfather, returning that essence in exchange for striking out against him.
You know, as crazy as that sounds, I'm not against it. You see Chucky with a slight red bump on his redness on his forehead as he's been,
I better hurry up and do this because Chucky apparently has a concussion, and I'm not sure my plans.
It's not that severe. It's just a little redness because he's just like lightly hitting his head against the pillar. Like a dull moment.
What the
Not
rest of you have to say?
again.
Never thought I'd see the day where Josh put forward an opinion and agreed to do something right away, and everyone else is indecisive or is remaining silent.
Sam has the thinking look on her face.
Do it. I don't have anything against it.
Dan, you realize how many times does the Dark Messiah fuck with every one of my characters?
That is a valid point.
Exactly. It's like the Dark Messiah all over again. I hate the Dark Messiah.
Currently, he has no link on me, so he can't. Yeah.
Now, because I went to my domain before you said, hey, don't go to your domain, he has a link to mine, so fuck.
It's like one of those things where, remember you have to see someplace before you can teleport to it? It's identical to that.
Yeah, it didn't pop in my head that because of that he had linked to all of us like that. That didn't cross my mind there at all.
So, Derek, I'm gonna go and contact my grandfather.
Okay.
And offer to return the essence to him in exchange for striking out against this irritant.
For a moment, you feel him calculating. Very well.
Okay, so the exact wording of the deal is, I want you to unleash this strike at the time that is least, or that is most, the least opportune from his perspective. It's like when he's fighting Oberon kind of deals, all of a sudden a strike from the Chained Oblivion comes in kind of deals. Whenever would disrupt him the most is when I want this strike to happen. And since he's the Chained Oblivion, he has more knowledge on fate because that's part of chaos than anybody, even someone like him.
All right.
And as soon as he says deal, I use my Fey magic to return the Essence Shard.
Okay, so two things. You still all have a few months before anything major happens. So this is just something that happened because of an event. This isn't going to be cascading where y'all don't have plethora of downtime. Events are in motion. Something does happen, though. As you give him the essence, there is a shockwave. You see all the grass and whatnot, big gust of wind. And then as y'all look to the sky, you look at what looks to be like just falling stars. And then you kind of got this lurch in your stomach for a moment, Solon. And you realize the moon that was stationary, that was housing your grandfather's body, has been destroyed.
Well, fuck.
That is where we will leave it.
Note, I did not metagame this, and I know what this means outside of game.
Go ahead and let them know.
In the previous game, it was foretold that one day the moon would be destroyed. And in its destruction, the body of the Chained Oblivion would be freed. And once the Chained Oblivion's body would be freed, its goal would be the destruction of my sister. Or destruction of one of my children, would be the way Drake was told. Whichever one was not on the island. Hopefully Hopefully Arcana's finished ascending.
All right. So that is where we will leave it. Fun session. Good shit. I gotta bring out a villain I've been waiting to bring out for a while. I actually wanted to introduce him in the first campaign, but it just didn't feel right. So I'm going to have far more fun with him than I ever did with the Dark Messiah.
Hey.
Great.
I'm just glad we introduced him post me on getting my second stage of unlock of the chain breaker.
Yeah. There is definitely some tricks. This should give Solon some insight into him and the rest of y'all. When you rebounded it to him, he directed it to your mother.
I think Sam.
He has heightened your abilities, and potentially, if that theory is correct, that he used your failure to free him.
So
I
in
think
other words,
Sam
he's in,
hit Derek for us since we're not there.
Damn it, Josh. You were going to say something, Dad?
so he's like the anti-Xandric.
Yeah.
Everything Xandric can do, he can do the opposite.
Pretty much. One of his monocles is Twisted Fate. All right, so good session. This is going to be fun. Y'all are done with exploration, so think about what y'all want to do for the next few months of downtime. What you want to do, what you want to...
We have a couple of things to get done.
Oh,
After
yeah,
the statue, we have to free the Werewolf Lord.
Yep.
There's
the Avalon dungeon if you want to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a couple things, but again, y'all have like that. That's again not like immediate. Gotta go. It's at your leisure when you do stuff because y'all got a few months before.
Colin's got 13 days left to finish crafting.
Right.
The vault's got 9 days before it's finished.
But now we're done with the exploration. You can help me with crafting, theoretically, couldn't you?
Yeah, that would speed it up even further.
Yeah, I could technically.
I don't know how much it ends up speeding it up, but it.
Just so you know, did you break the bond with me and I could actually go to the vault or not?
Go ahead and break the bonds, Derek.
Okay. You break the bonds. And you swear you hear the birds on the island laughing.
I break it one more time on myself, and then I go to My grove. I'm gonna go my grove.
Okay.
Because if someone saw anything, it would most likely be the high level shit I currently have here,
Fair.
including a Hound of the Hunt. So
One thing you do notice, the Hound of the Hunt does pace back and forth nervously. Your guardian does say nobody's entered. What you get the feeling from the hunt is nervousness and worry of Oberon. Because did you all tell him what happened to Oberon, by the way?
I would have, yeah.
All right, so Sam would have informed you what happened with Oberon.
now they're fucking with my grandpa.
And the Archfey of Nightmares and Twisted Fates took him to the Feywilds. But that is where we'll leave it, guys. Good session. I'm going to check out Ghost Assault Mart, get myself familiar with it, and start building some mats for it on Roll20. Or not Roll20, Tailspire.
Okay.
So y'all have a good night. If y'all need me, hit me up later tonight or tomorrow or any other days. And if I'm free and not feeling like absolute fucking garbage, I will fucking take care of side sus or whatever you need. Charlie, I'll have an answer for your question. Sorry I keep fucking forgetting to actually reply to your message that you asked me.
No worries.
I will get that to you. I just a lot going on in my life outside of games. So, but y'all have a good night, guys.
All right.
I guess.
Night.
Also, it's 4 days, by the way, Derek.
4 days for.
The unknown shit that no one else knows but Chucky.
Oh yeah, nice. All right, because Chucky did a thing too. So
Wow, potentially.
potentially. All right, y'all have a good night, guys.
Night.
Bye.
Later.